Back in September 2020, we sold our house in the UK, then moved to Normandy in France, where we bought an ancient French farmhouse with various outbuildings, including an old barn, a small cottage with 2 woodlands, and 3.5 acres of pastured land in a beautiful national park area. Follow us on our journey as Budo and I renovate the farmhouse, manage our land, and take on many projects for you to enjoy. Let the fun begin.
Hi everybody, welcome to Caravan Corner.
Bonjour everyone, hope you've had a good week.
Yes.
Back round again.
Yeah, it comes around so quick, doesn't it? So, right off the bat, we just want to say that we last week started a patrons page.
Yes.
And we're amazed that we've already got 6 patrons.
Yes, we have.
Tracy, you want to
just let me get my glasses
mention
on.
our patrons?
Right, the Patreons who have now joined French Farmhouse Diaries are Annette Sharrock. We're doing it in chronological order. Annette Sharrock, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Doris Bradshaw.
Thank you.
Thank you as well. Jean Graziano.
Yes, thank you.
Jen Malham. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
I think so, yeah. Thank you.
Kim and David Leonard. Thank you as well. And Kelly Maku.
Hopefully we're saying that right.
If we haven't, just let us know and we'll make sure that we pronounce that correctly. But we just, want to say,
thank you very much.
A big thank you to you.
Sorry, there's someone bibbing outside, so they can wait. But yeah, we're amazed that it's already taken off Patreon, and we're really thankful that you've joined our journey, if you like, our supporting our channel and helping us. That's all we can say. But thank you very much.
Yes.
Going on to the cottage, this week we've had a bit of a funny video, so it won't be as long as last week's, but basically we've been over the cottage backwards and forwards a couple of times, throwing some ideas around. Some people have made some great suggestions in the comments and we've looked into them as well, so we're assessing everything. So we've spent probably a couple of hours a day sometimes over there, haven't we, going over everything, just
looking at things properly. And because when we done the video, it was not a quick tour, but we just wanted to show you
what was there,
what was there and what our plans were for the future. So when will we be sort of starting to clear work on that?
We're thinking we'll probably start clearing the front, because the first thing we'll do is clear the front with all the foliage, and then we're going to hit the pointing work and get that all sorted out at the front. So that will be the first part of the project, if you like. So we can get a visual on the front, and then it will give us an inspiration as we go into the building and start to do the process. Because remember, we'll only be spending 1 day to 2 days a week at maximum. Some weeks it'll be 1 day, some weeks it'll be 2 days on that, and filming it and giving some behind the scenes stuff for our patrons as well. And that will be that'll be basically what it is. So it's a slow process, but it's going to take, it'll give content for a long time, a year or two, or a year and a half or something like that. So that's that part of it. And that's what's been happening this week. Like I say, we've not had a great amount of time here and filming, because we're backwards and forwards. It's been a really strange week. But coming up, when in the video, Tracy's completed all the pointing at the front to make it visually look nice at the front. We've had John over with the cherry picker. He's completed the chimneys up to where he's now got to point 1 excuse me,
which he's coming back to do
because he's got other things to get on with at the moment, and that's the way it is in France. People do their bit and then they go away and come back and do another bit. So he's got to come back and finish that point off. But the good thing is we've got the caps on the top, we've got the Chinese hats on, all the liners are down through the chimney, which we've got 3 flues, if you like. The ventilations are up in the on the cappings on the top. Excuse me. And the chimneys are finished, basically. So when winter comes now, we can heat the house up properly.
And it has changed the front of this the house. It just looks so lovely when you come up the drive and look, your eye is drawn up to the chimney, isn't it? It looks really nice. And with all the front pointed now, that's actually finished. There might be a little bit of pointing right along the bottom of the wall.
When I pull out the French drain and put a French drain, we'll point out.
But that'll be later on, won't it, really? So. But
it was like we was talking in a few videos ago, we was talking about, let's try and get the front visually looking nice to give you inspiration to keep going, you know, pushing. Not that we wouldn't, because we wouldn't have to do nothing else anyway, we'd keep going. But I think when you pull up or roll up to your house and you
looks nice,
you look and it looks nicer, it inspires you to go and do another job or get this job done or do that job. Now, going to the one of the jobs we was talking about in previous videos was the kitchen at the back. We're putting in, or just going through the planning process now first, because we couldn't find anything on our deeds that had showed that had been started.
As a proof, isn't it?
As a proof. Yeah. So we went through all our deeds with our what's it, not solicitor, notaires. Notaires, and they have said no, there's nothing there. So we believe the man who was here, who owned this before, had started the process. Whether he got planning permission verbally or not, we don't know. There's no written documentation, so we're going to wait. Go through the planning process with our local Mary and the council, and then if they say that's fine, then we can carry on. We'll get that done. I've also put asked for a permit to build the polytunnel, because they class it as
it's like a
greenhouse.
Like a greenhouse. So it's different in the UK.
Yeah, it's different in the UK, but they class it as a greenhouse here because of the size of the structure, so it needs a permit, which is fair enough. But we've got to follow a procedure and keep going with the right processes. Sometimes you get a bit carried away when you see something down and you think, oh, I'll just build on top of it, carry on, but you can't. You've got to take the process right. They're quite easygoing here in France, and they tend to let you get on with what you want to get on with, but you have to do the formalities, and it's a lot of paperwork and things like that, so we're doing that.
It's just as well, it can be because you're extending the back of the building, that can also be to do with taxes as well.
So it changes.
It's a formality. If someone comes in and to the Mari's office and says, oh, we noticed there is a building there, or if anyone said anything about it, they have proof. They can go back and say, no, planning permission was given. They just, like when in the UK, you'll do one form, but I love it with France. You have to do about four of the same forms for different departments.
With the permit,
it's brilliant.
You need 2 sets of 10 pieces of paper to be filled in. With the planning permission for the kitchen, because there's 2 types of planning, under 20 square metres, over 25 square metres in foot plan. You have to do 4 lots of 19 pieces of paper in French. Right, so anyway, but we're getting our head around it. We're having our hopefully our French neighbours helping us with the wordings and that. Actually, they don't even know yet. We're going to bring it. We're dropping it on them on Saturday.
It's a favour. That's what's nice in France. You do favour. If someone comes and does something to you for you, you go and do something back.
And then there'll be another planning issue we'll have to go through. Is go back to the cottage. If you'd have noticed, there was no toilet facilities within the cottage, okay? And they are literally outside in a little hut, and it was into a bucket, and that's how they did it in the day, right?
But that would be okay if someone didn't mind a compost toilet.
If you like a compost toilet, that's the way.
A lot of people do, don't they?
Most people are going to come stay there ain't going to want that, so we've got to do nice facilities. So that means we have to get a fosse done. A new fosse now. I'm looking into it. It's around about 16,000 euros to have the whole process done. But I'll be eliminating a lot of that price by doing my own dig, because I've got my own digger. I'll be able to do all the digging work, lay the pipes, put the things in, follow the system how they have it, and looking around for the best prices on the container that takes it.
There's different ones you can do, isn't there?
And there's different systems,
as well.
That's something we'll talk about. There's a micro station one, which is Roy, our friend from the West Country. I keep saying that. He has a fantastic system in his 2 houses and all the Gites go into. It's brilliant. We'll talk about it another time. But anyway, so. That's what's coming up this week. It's about a little bit about the pointing. There's a little bit about on the land as well. Started the beds up on the main field there and getting ready to cover. and hopefully we're going to look at what sort of things we can start to plant in July.
Yeah.
Because there is a few things you can get which are succession planting, if you like, for food and that, and herbs. So we'll look into that. Maybe come up next week or week or two's videos. But we started
that, didn't you? While I finished off the
pointing, while Tracy was pointing, I was up on the land there. But it is cooking here at the moment in the temperatures, so you can only do so much out in the sun, especially me with me like lobster skin.
I don't actually mind
the
sun,
anyway.
But you need to put your lotion on and then you'll be okay. And wear a hat and blend in water.
I'll wear a hat, yeah. Anyway, that's basically it this week. We're waffling again, so enjoy the video and we'll see you next week. Keep sending your comments and thank you to all our patrons that have joined us.
Au revoir. Bon weekend.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
So folks, I'm starting to use the compost I made. It's all lovely and ready now, light and fluffy and luscious, as they say. There it is anyway. So I'm going to fill up the barrows now, and then once I've got this barrow filled up completely, I'll take it up to the field where I'm doing the first row, setting out. I think you've seen it all before, but I'm just going to show you again just to give you an idea. Okay, let's carry on filling the barrow up. Nice filled barrow. Okay guys, it's a heads up on what we're doing. So I've set out the beds, the widths. We've gone for the 30-inch width bed, okay, and you can see all this white stuff on here. This is what we call quick climb. Why that's on the ground is because we're very slightly acid here, and I think that's why the bracken light's growing here. But if you put the lime on, it sort of neutralises it a little bit, but make sure it's always under the cardboard. There you can see the old cardboard down, and then look, this beautiful gold that I've been making. So it's all come out lovely now. Yeah, you don't mind if it's a bit grassy like that, because it's like a mulch as well as a feed. But what's going to happen is I'm going to get this down, make a little mound all the way through before I start the next one, and then I'm going to cover it up. So I'm going to put this plastic over here. You can see it blowing in the wind at the moment. So I've got a big roll of plastic. This is the only one I've got over here at the moment, so I'm thinking I should be able to make 2 runs today, 2 beds, and cover it with that. I'll just go down and get a load of bricks in the barrow and hold it down. Going to keep the pathways around about 18 inches wide. The first paths, which is this side and the very far side, will be 1 metre, and that'll work out 8 50-foot beds in here. So that gives us just on this platform here, if you like, that'll give us around about 400 meters of growing area of length. So it's 8 times 50, obviously 400, and that'll be plenty for me and Tracy. We won't need any more food than what grows in that space there anyway. Probably be giving most of it away as well. But look, I just want to point out this again. It's like literally every 2 weeks. The bracken, it's all coming up again through the grass. The grass is starting to dominate a bit more, especially down that middle section. But it's relentless. And I've just been told by different people, local farmers and that you just got to keep cutting it, and then rotivate it out, pull the roots out and weaken it, and after a year or 2 you get rid of it. And it's just relentless, this stuff. But look over there now, look, the black gold's ready. This one's about a week away over there. Got another grass pile there that came last week, so that's about number 4 or 5 now. Got another one coming next week. Lovely cycle, keep it going, and then what will happen is when I get too much for here, I'll just cover it all over with some sheets and keep it covered away from the seeds falling on it and growing, the weed seeds and that. But anyway, I thought you might be interested in all that. So back on the garden again. One more thing. I must say this, look at these lovely willows are growing now. Look how lush they're getting. Deep dark green leaves. They're just going to be so strong and healthy, these plants. That's one good thing about here, everything grows well, and the weeds know it. Okay folks, so that's the first bed down. That's the first 50 footer. It's had its lime and its cardboard, and then the mulch on top is about 4 to 5 inches deep. It will compact down after a little while, and then I will add a few more barrows to it over time this year. Now the lime situation is only if you've got slightly acid, that's all. You don't really need to go with the lime, but if you put a little bit in there it won't hurt, because things like potatoes and that love lime, so if you're growing that sort of stuff. But anyway, so what I'm going to do now, I'll just point out to you, as you see I've got these road spikes in, okay, so I'm going to take this one out and I'm going to mark it off of this post here, 18 inches, same with the other end, and 18 inches, then 30 inches off of that post out, and that gives me my pathways and my beds, and I'll just work down the line like that until they're all done. Anyway, first one in. The hardest bit of that is barrowing it all up here because it's a bit of a walk, but anyway. But let me just point out something else to you. Up on the roof, there we go, look, you can see that. So 2 chimneys are down now, cappings are on, the Chinese hats are on, and all 3 of the flues are in. The little tiny mushrooms on top, I don't know if you can see them, but they're the ventilations for the shafts, because it's good to get ventilation in there to get the moisture out if it builds up in any way. So now we've got to just point that chimney over there and the back of this chimney here. The other side's done on that one, but it looks so much tidier now and so much safer, My biggest worry when I was moving into that bedroom is with them chimneys so high, is if any had a windstorm or something and they blew in. I know they probably wouldn't, but you never know. It's just a worry, isn't it? But now we can be assured, they're going to be all right now. And that lean on that chimney's gone now, because we've taken that leaning bit off the top, so it's sitting there nice and plumb now. Once we get all that rest of that pointing in there, that'll really toughen that chimney up. but we've capped over the top as well, so there's no more rain coming down through, and that was important as well. So now we've done the windows at the front, stop the rain coming in there, stop the rain coming in the chimneys. Now all I can do is I'm going to hunt around for some rising damp anywhere, which you probably will get in these old houses, but as long as you have a French drain running outside them all the way round, and you clear it backfill with gravel and obviously the drain, that will solve that issue as well, and then we'll have a lovely toasty little house.
Right, Budo's just taking these off the land, so this is going to be my job, moving all this stone and putting them on one of our very big stone piles. And over here he's pulled all the earth back with the digger, so once he comes off the land he's going to shovel all that in with the digger, put it in the wheelbarrow, and then I've got a place where I'm going to put that. But over here I just wanted to show you our wood that's drying out. It's Douglas fir. Well, the one on the top is actual normal fir, which Budo's going to use for the skirtings, and I don't know if you can see the one underneath, that's the Douglas fir. So we've just taken the cover off to dry it out. It's drying out, it's about 18% at the moment, so once that's fully dried Budo can start doing his magic. But I just wanted to walk up, bring you with me on my little walk. Let's go and see what Budo's doing. It's such a beautiful day. It's reading 30 degrees at the moment, but they're talking, I think from Friday onwards it's just going to keep getting hotter and hotter, and by next week, I think by next Tuesday, they're talking about it being 32 degrees. Now I don't mind the sun, but obviously that's a little bit hot because the caravan gets about 40 degrees. But let's go and have a look. Budo with his toy. See, we can see. I'm not going to talk a lot because if I do I'm going to have to shout because of the tractor noise. Something's biting me. Oh, he's going behind the bush. See if we can meet him at the other side. The bracken, I just can't tell you how quick it grows. You cut it all back and then it's like it's just waiting there to rear its sort of ugly head. Here he comes, chugging along. Guys later.
So I thought I'd show you the the bracken. Look at it. It's like 6.5, 7 foot tall now. It gets high. Anyway, I've cleared this area, so I'll just clear. This is where the octagon is for the dogs. It all got covered up. They can come in here, but look, I want to show you this. Look, I found a good grate to hang the garlics on. So I took all them garlics out. They're what I put in a few months ago. Which were single cloves, yeah, that I soaked and put in, and that's what we got. There's a few more on the field yet, but we only take that much now, so I'll leave them hanging there for a while, and they'll be dried out for a couple of weeks, and then intensifies the flavour. Then I'll pick all the biggest cloves as seed, clove seed. So the bigger you pick them, next year the bigger they come back. I have pulled them a little bit early, but it's because some reasons that we'll be doing some work on the field, but that'll come later in another video. But anyway, I thought you'd be interested in that. Let's just see Tracy. She just finished up now. The very last bit of the pointing. All done now, Trey?
Yep, all finished. I've just packed all me.
You cleared up?
Yeah, my bits away.
Them last bits on the bottom there, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Done now, all up here, all across, all down this middle bit as well. So
Yep.
I was so surprised how much mix I used. The holes were about that deep.
Yeah.
Back, and I filled them with stones as well. So
Well, you got to remember these buildings were laid on clay,
Yeah.
slip, like a clay slip, and they weren't originally laid on full lime. So what they did is they made up a wet clay,
Yeah.
threw lime into it, and then they laid them on there. And then but over time, the water coming through the building washes it out, and they start to all move and shift. But
this will consolidate the front part of the
Yeah.
stone, isn't it? Which is good. And
we're just looking at it now. So it's looking absolutely fantastic. It's really brightened up the front of this house.
Lovely.
And Tracy's done a good job with the pointing here to match it into where I did the pointing, so it looks fantastic. Now all we got to do is jet spray it all, haven't we, with a high pressure jet spray to get all the lichens out,
Yeah.
so we can really smarten it up. We actually did a bit here, didn't we, over here,
Watch,
Tracy?
Tracy.
Look.
Yeah, on these big stones.
So this big stones here, as you can see,
Yeah.
you can see where the shadows of the lichens were, like there. So we sprayed that off, and that's what it did look like earlier, or when we did it, before we did it. So there's a lot of lichen in there and on the wall. We'll get all that off, and that'll really smarten it off, isn't it?
Though, doesn't it? It looks a lot worse than actually what it is.
And also,
Smell the perfume.
Tracy's got her new perfume.
Birthday perfume.
Birthday perfume, right? So in the future, we're going to have a nice door here, new frame and door. Then we're going to have like I said before, a porch coming out here. All in nice big oak porch I'm going to make with stone bottom to match the building, all pointed.
And I was thinking maybe we'll see, because you want to do maybe a water feature there, don't you?
Yeah.
With the granite stone.
Yeah, we'll use that granite stone up. So
Yeah.
once this porch is built here, we're going to have a quadrant circle, a quarter of a circle.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a water feature in there.
Now, I think
With a little running water, so you get it around this area. When you're sitting in this area or coming in and out of the property, you'll hear the water feature. Maybe have some nice little lilies and goldfish in there, or something different. Like
and I might, if I can, make some nice flower pots from the smaller
stones, yeah.
Maybe here, either side.
I decided that would be nice, yeah.
I just wanted to show the
Right, well, she's going to get that. I just say about this door, So obviously we're going to block all this up eventually, and a new window in there. I'm making this window now, and this window up here started on them, and the new door down there. So it's all slowly coming. There we go, Tracy's.
This is my gift from our neighbour, our moving in gift. We're actually going there, aren't we, over the weekend for some drinks?
Yeah, these are French neighbours, aren't they?
Yes, Valerie and Lionel. And when their Le Cuisine is fitted, they're going to invite us over for dinner, aren't they?
Yeah, they want to. So we're making friends with new neighbours, French as well,
Yeah,
which we've
lovely.
got a few French friends around here now.
We have.
And
But
it's
this
very important to make friends with the French,
Yeah.
because that's how we're going to learn French properly, you know.
Well, this is what Lionel said to us. His English is actually quite good.
Fantastic, yeah.
But there might be some words he doesn't know, so we'll
We'll help each other, but that's nice, isn't it?
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's a window hinged. Look, you've got the hinges there.
Yeah,
Went in front of the windows, didn't it? But I thought
yeah.
I might just give it a little.
It's actually from a door, that, Trey.
Oh, is it from a door?
Yeah, it's it's
small
great
door,
for
is
the glass of the door,
Right.
and it's cast iron, that is.
Yeah, it's quite heavy.
Yeah.
But I might use this in the cottage, so I'm not sure. I'll probably just clean it up a bit, because I quite like the rusty
Yeah.
look as well, and maybe get a box behind it, and we can actually use it maybe as a cupboard, or I'm not
Maybe,
sure yet.
or have a lighting feature behind
Yeah.
it, something like that, you know. There's the dog. Look, I've got our patter down now. She can't get it because she's strung up, because she's running all over the place. We'll get it in a minute for you, Ches.
Yep.
Anyway, that's looking fantastic, the pointing.
So this is
So it's another milestone done, isn't it? The point in the front of the house.
big job ticked off the list. This one is.
Yep.
So now we're going to be tidying up the bedroom to
start getting that ready.
on with that.
So our next phase is we want to start on the cottage.
Oh, be careful.
I'm getting tangled up with the dog ropes. Want to start with the cottage. Probably it's 2 weeks roughly, isn't it?
I would say about 2 weeks.
So we're going to be starting there because we've just got to finish a few things up here, get the bedroom ready. We're literally a week away from moving into that bedroom and getting that going. I'm just looking over there, Trace. Look at them garlics. Don't they look fantastic?
Yeah, lovely.
So
bringing some of them. No, well, not them. I've got some that we picked the other day because you can actually use fresh garlic as well.
Well,
We're going to our neighbour's Adam and his friends over from England.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cook them goulash.
Oh yeah, going to do a goulash for them. They love it.
Smoked sausage as well.
But them fencings over there that I'm looking at, we in England we call them Harris. No, is it Harris or Harris? Harris, yeah, Harris fencing, and it's like construction site fencing. And I've had them for years. We used to take them around jobs and that just to cordon things off. But we've got a new use for that now, so we're going to use one of them as a proper garlic hanging racking system whenever we build our garden up, as we're building our garden up, which is starting to be done now. We're doing some more work on the garden as well, which will come in next week probably, or the week after. But anyway, Tracy,
just trying to do bits and bobs.
Yeah, it's been a funny week this week, isn't it? Trying to clear up a little bits and bobs, and we're getting there slowly. So
well, when you're tidying up things, you can't really film that. That is actually quite boring, isn't it, when you're sorting and putting stuff away. So.
And all we could do then is really either just showing what we're doing and speed ramp it all the time, but I'm not really into that myself. But it's I would like to talk to you and just show you bits and how we're doing it. A little bit of speed ramping here and there now and then.
Just watching Rocky. I don't
watch him because he weaves up on our. Look, Tracy's got her lovely flowers.
They're not staying there. They're only temporary there.
Yeah, I know, but they're hydrangeas, so they'll go in the ground and treble in size, hopefully.
And look how lovely that is. That's
a lovely
little
rose.
present for Sandra.
We got that for Sandra. Yeah, she don't know yet.
No.
And then we've got our own little rose here over here. Look, our first rose for our farmhouse.
Look how pretty that is.
Yeah.
Look.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Lovely.
It's like a double-headed one.
Yeah, they're quite fun, aren't they? For little
it's getting cosy. It's getting cozy. Anyway, guys, we're going to go because we're waffling.
Ciao, ciao.